Hello, hello, mic test.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
I think we are. Oh, okay. So we're just waiting for Daniel. Maybe we can give him 1 to 2 minutes and then we can start.
I'm here.
Oh, here. Sorry, sorry, Daniel.
I'm here for
Wait.
since 10 minutes actually.
Okay, okay. I think we're waiting for one more. Give me 1 second. Mhm.
One more second.
Bruno is missing.
Bruno. Yes, yes. Okay. Let's just give him 1 minute, maybe, or 2 minutes. Let me just ping him. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Oh, perfect. Okay. We're here. Okay. So we're officially live. While Bruno is connecting, I think he's here now. Okay. Uh, First of all, welcome and welcome back, as we always say, to everyone who's been, watching us and to everyone who's new here. First of all, I'm Pat. I'm one of the team members of Open Guild. Open Guild is a developer-focused, builder-focused community for Polkadot ecosystem. So all our efforts are towards, helping developers to be onboarded in the ecosystem in Polkadot, teach them how to build or everything that um, they need to learn within the ecosystem, right? Like building or partnerships, like or who to reach out to if they need some help or support beyond our capacity in Open Guild. So for tonight, um, I am very happy to have everyone here. We're quite packed, and thank you for accepting our invitation for this call. Later on, Tin will lead you to our main topic, which is doing the recap of Polkadot Builder Party. In the meantime, let me just share with you what we have been doing in Open Guild very quickly. We are trying to reach out as much local cities in Southeast Asia as possible. We know the potential that we have here, the developers, or potential developers even. So we are partnering with a lot of universities, top universities in Southeast Asia. We're doing workshops, we're doing meetups as much as we can. If we can do monthly, we will do monthly. But these are all with the help of our local partners. So we cannot just do it alone. We are always trying to strengthen the local partnerships that we're doing in all the cities or capitals in Southeast Asia. So we're also grateful for them for helping us reach who are building in the Web3 space. And for Open Guild, it's our job to announce or share why Polkadot is like the best solution for building on the blockchain, right? So yeah, um, aside from all these events and meetups and workshops, we're also leading, some major conferences that we think it's important for Polkadot to be present. But aside from all those, we are also providing these resources. So we have multiple resources, multiple kind of resources. We have Google Slides. We have video playlist bootcamp. So this is available on YouTube. This is open and this is free for anyone who wants to do it, or if you want to learn about Polkadot SDK or Polka VM. We also have these two platforms that we launched. So this is build.openguild.wtf. So this is for hackathon, hackathon bounties, project ideas, tools, tips, and tricks on hacking. We also have learn.openguild.wtf. So this is more on helping developers who are still starting in the ecosystem to understand the whole Polkadot ecosystem. We think like this is the best start to learn for them. We make sure that for anyone trying to reach out or trying to search about the Polkadot ecosystem, this is like the most beginner friendly platform for them to understand more. And of course, this is the newest one, the codecamp.openguild.wtf. In the next few months, we will be in multiple universities around Southeast Asia to promote Polkadot Hub. But more details soon. We're not really officially announcing it yet, but for now, we're sharing to you some, bits of the code camp that we're gonna do. So yeah, please join the Open Guild Discord or follow us on X. Everything that we're doing is for Polkadot ecosystem, trying to onboard a lot of developers and builders in Web3 space and make it as smooth as possible for them to understand Polkadot. So up next, Polkadot ecosystem updates. For first one, Accurast. So Accurast deployments have passed 200,000, a gain of 50K in under 2 weeks. So in less than 2 weeks, Accurast team has broken their own record and reached 200,000 deployments. And for all the community calls that we've been doing in Open Guild, we always mention Accurast because there's always a milestone that they're reaching. So congratulations. I think there's no other way but up for Accurast. Okay, next for Hyperbridge. Hyperbridge has launched phase 2 of the DeFi Singularity campaign. And this is after a strong phase 1 with 795,000 dots already earning for users. Next for Ex Machina. Ex Machina DAO leaderboard is now live. So please visit leaderboard.exmachina.io. So they're offering 500,000 DEUS for top contributors. So this is a mix of content creation, social quests, DAO bounties, and on-chain activities. Next one, Silencio. Silencio's voice AI has expanded earning opportunities, now offering rewards for 10 additional languages. So some of these languages are African, Tagalog, Persian, Indonesian, Javanese. So if you know someone who speaks any of these languages, please tell them to start recording and earn rewards along the way. And of course, last but not the least for me, into governance, our favorite topic all the time. Web3 Foundation joins OpenGov officially, and they published their voting guidelines. I think for everyone of us here, and I think it can be also like quite connected to Polkadot Builder Party, because they're trying to join the ecosystem or maybe continue to build more. Hopefully, I think it's important to note about Web3 Foundation's guidelines because they are using a very big pocket into voting in the proposals in OpenGov. So this is more about the cost effectiveness of your proposal, milestone based payouts, transparency on budget publication, and of course, early engagement with the foundation. Just follow their X to get more details. They posted about this, and I think it's important for all of us to be aware. So yes, once again, please join Open Guild Discord. Our DevRel team or everyone in our team would be very happy to help you, support you either in doing your events or developer support. We'll be happy to support anyone there. Or follow us on X to get more updates on the Polkadot ecosystem. Or if you're in Southeast Asia. That's all. Thank you so much. And up now to you, Tin. There's no audio.
You can hear me, right? Okay. Yeah. All right. So thank you everyone, and welcome back to like the Open Guild community call. And it's really glad like to be here. And really happy like to have like all the special guests today like joining us on like our Open Guild community call. Now let me set the screen. So to give a bit of like the update about like Open Guild, just for your information, like we just like rebranded a bit. So like to make the vibe more different compared to like our past branding, and it's gonna make like the community more interesting, and we're gonna have like more stuff coming in. For example, like just a sneak peek, but we're gonna have a code camp that's gonna be released in like 2026, and so like watch it out. A bit about like today community call. I don't want to take like much spotlight from the sections. Because I think like, we have like a lot of like, interesting guests joining us in this section. So we mainly gonna talk about like the Polkadot Builder Party recap. So like each of like guest speaker gonna like give like some insight. I prepare like a list of questions that I gonna like interview, ask of you guys. And I think it would be really if we can make like this like a panel discussion about like everything is running in the hackathon, and also like what like Polkadot ecosystem is truly looking for. So I think like first, maybe like I gonna ask some of the guest speaker here to give the introductions. So Daniel, do you want to start first?
Sure. I'm Daniel. I'm a member of DevCult. This is a small DevRel team that is working also in the Polkadot ecosystem. And we have the luck and the honor to be judges on this hackathon. And we are based in Europe, so this is mostly where our activity is compared to Open Guild, that is mainly focused in Asia. And I think I keep it short so I can give more time for the other guest.
Yeah, thank you. And we have like Utkarsh from Parity. Do you want to give like quick introductions about you and what you're currently doing in Parity?
Yeah, for sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Utkarsh. I've been with Parity and Polkadot for a little bit over a year now. So I started working as a runtime engineer, but currently I focus a lot on developer experience and DevRel kind of things. So I was also one of the judges in this hackathon, and it was quite fun judging this for sure. Yeah, I'll keep it short too.
Amazing. Yeah, another member from like Parity. We have like Todor. Do you want to give a quick introduction about yourself?
Yeah. Hi everybody, I'm Todor from Parity. I'm 6 months in the Parity. I work with Utkarsh in developer experience. We are here to making better developer experience in the Polkadot, and also I'm working with some product on Parity side.
Thank you. And we have like Bekka from the Polkadot Africa.
Hi everyone. I'm Bekka, the lead DevRel for Polkadot Africa, and we've been in inception for like 2 years now. But then we started the OpenGov started supporting us from the beginning of this year, and yeah, it's been going well.
Yeah, amazing. Can you tell a bit about like Polkadot Africa? Like what's currently Polkadot Africa doing?
Yeah, good question. Currently, Polkadot Africa is involved in so many things. We do community events, we do DevRel, we have a team for also Build Zero, which is the latest product that we recently brought into life. So Polkadot Africa is actually the marketing to Build Zero is actually the marketing tool that we can now use for yappers to talk, for gigs, for talents. We are looking at also in the future talent profile, how to actually start tracking talent profile using Build Zero. Also, we have a memes community in case any other people are interested in memes. And we also try to involve ourselves with different partnership with wallets and also other ecosystem in Africa, basically. So it's a big community with so many things, happening in it. Yeah.
Thank you. And oh sorry. And last special guest here we have Bruno. Do you want to introduce a bit about yourself?
Sure. Hello, everyone. So my name is Bruno. I'm currently DevRel at papermoon.io. Papermoon does a lot of for example, you can see when you go to docs.polkadot, we've been doing a lot of the work there. And lately I've been focusing on new information architecture for the docs, for the Polkadot docs. So that'll be coming out soon. And I was also very happy to be a judge for this hackathon and see all the amazing projects that came in. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Bruno, and thank you for you guys for like the introductions. So first and foremost, like I think like this hackathon is quite interesting because like compared to like the previous one where we mainly focus on like parachain development, runtime development, and most of the time it's gonna be like have like a very huge onboarding curve for like the new members from other ecosystem to join the Polkadot and then build something meaningful because like building a chain is not easy. And then like now we have an official like Polkadot. Actually, this one is still like Polkadot Cloud. Yeah, sorry, but yeah, like I think it's more interesting because now we focus more on like the user facing use cases and more like idea. Like we have like different check like Polkadot Tinkerers and user centric applications. So I think it really great. Like we see like some interesting application from the hackathon. So like my first and foremost question would be. So like as a judge, like what was your overall impressions of the quality and the creativity of the submissions this year? Yeah. So maybe like we can start with Bruno. So what's your thought on like after judging the project?
Yeah. So first I want to say like there were over like 200 submissions, right? Over 230 submissions. And for me, that's pretty amazing. Like that's really, really cool to see so many Polkadot submissions. And secondly, like I just want to congratulate everyone who participated and like did a lot of hard work in developing. It takes time, brainstorming and going deep into the code. So congratulations on your submissions. Overall, like what I witnessed was that there were a lot of like DApp kind of ideas that were submitted, like where you have a UI and you have like Solidity and you're building some type of a DApp. But there portion of like Polkadot SDK / like parachain specific projects that were pretty cool. So yeah, that's a little bit about what I've seen.
Yeah, agree. Also from my perspective, like, there's a lot of like interesting AI generated project because like nowadays like AI is everywhere. Like you can generate like the project like 2 days, you already have something functional. And I think like Parity is very well known with like a lot of toolings and a lot of like it's basically empower a whole Polkadot ecosystem with like Polkadot SDK. So like, do you guys from Parity like have any thought on like this year hackathon, the project qualities? Maybe we can start with like Todor. Like, do you have or any thought? Yeah.
Sorry, you asked me?
Yeah. So like, do you have any thought on like this year project quality and the creativity like overall?
Yeah, there's a lot of good projects like who like and some creativity idea who what I don't see on REST hackathon where I'm also attending, and yeah, but there is also some project who need improvement, is basically copy paste and on from another ecosystem or something like that. But yeah, we have a lot of good project here.
And what do you think, like Utkarsh? Yeah.
Yeah, so you mentioned like using AI, people have been able to build a lot of like end-to-end projects. So you're not only seeing just like backend code or blockchain interactions, you're seeing nice UIs, which I think is a really good use of the AI. Also, something I noticed is that people aren't just using AI to build projects, they're building projects which use AI within them. So like I saw a project where somebody built a natural language dApp builder for Polkadot. So just build apps using natural language, which was quite cool. So I think the overall, like the quantity as well as quality, like with AI assistance, it has improved. Of course, you'll have like AI hallucinations within it. So like if you dive deep into some of them, there'll be some AI hallucinations within it. But overall, I think AI has been a like a good addition for the submissions for this hackathon.
Yeah, and yet, and from your observation, like aside from AI features, like are there any specific feature like related to Polkadot technology, like ECM or like runtimes core, something like that? Like, are there anything that you noticed that impressed you?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, there's a project. I found projects which found like critical infrastructure gaps within Polkadot, and there are hackers addressing that. For example, notification systems on blockchain is one thing which like a hackathon project addressed. So they basically built a notification system for blockchain. Also, there are projects which leverage Polkadot's core technology and core offerings. Like Polkadot offers really low transaction fees. And there's a project which leverages exactly this to do like real-time money streaming, which is like impossible in other blockchain ecosystems and really hard even in the Web2 world.
Interesting. Yeah, seems like there's a lot of like interesting blockchain use cases apply here. Yeah, thank you.
So one comment on the AI vibe coding, we can't ignore that. Like that's the era that we're in right now. And so one thing that I like to say is that when you're vibe coding, there's a lot that can come at you. Like maybe you're looking to build one specific feature, but the AI will give you 20 features that it can build. And so guidelines like in the future for those based on the submissions that I've seen is like try to stay focused. Like even when the AI will present you and say like, hey, here's a whole bunch of documentation, here's like how we can mock it, test it, do all these things, say no, and stay focused to that one small feature that you started out to build and focus on that feature all the way to deployment. Because I did see some projects that they had a great idea, but then they got caught up in just that how the AI just like starts doing a lot of things all at once. And then they never went all the way to deployment. They got maybe halfway there.
Agree. Yeah, totally agree.
I want the same similar stuff. Like focus on your idea and focus on that. Don't give power to AI to make the idea and work on that. Take your idea and focusing on that. And also some project pushing like whole conversation with AI in his MD file. And some project have like more than 10 MD files where is full conversation with AI. That is happening, I think, because they give also control to AI to push his code, commit everything, and focus on your work. Not AI is support, not your coworker.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay, so talking a bit about the judging process. So like aside from like the official like, scoring guide, one question for like Daniel, like do you have any like personal preferences when you judge like the project, or when you like see like the project and score them?
Yeah, I try to. First of all, yes, I wanted to say, like Bruno, congratulations to all the people that participate in the hackathon. We have like these 200. I have here a note: 235 submissions all over the world. They're pretty amazing. We have very good quality projects. And linking to your question, Tin, yes, I think it's very relevant to when someone is developing an application for a hackathon, for example, like to do a previous research, if it has been done before, first in Polkadot, and also in other places, and see how they are doing, and also evaluate for yourself. Also, it's like someone did it. Can I improve it? What they did wrong, they didn't well. If you want to stick with the idea, or maybe as you have seen that other people has developed already, maybe okay, it's done. Maybe I want to explore something else. And I think also in the judging process, especially in this open-ended ecosystem that we don't know where it ends when it starts. There's a lot of people, there's no unique reference point for everybody. Everyone has his own partial view of applications, or reference, or friends, or conference they have been and see things. But I think it's very important to contrast the idea, the execution, maybe also a bit like the UI or other hackathons. Also, this is very hackathons that maybe could be popular. Like you can check if there's something that be similar, and try to evaluate the originality of the idea. I think I incorporated in my process. I'm not an expert on every field, but sometimes even other projects that comes from non-Web3, and it's like, oh, but these people arrange it in a very nice way in the Web3 world, and especially in Polkadot, is what we are like trying to see. But yeah, long story short, for future builders, and everyone was seeing us today, is document yourself, do research, improve existing solutions, or simply if it's done well in Polkadot, then maybe you can do something else. Or maybe you can test yourself. I am able to build this as good as these other focus point that the especially the people coming to Polkadot can have. I hope that I have answered your question, Tim.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a very clear and detailed explanation. Yeah, thank you about that. I think like you mentioned about the idea. One thing that I'm also like interested is about like from your perspective, like what's the overall idea that like most of people gonna like fall into? For example, like what type of category of the idea, like whether they build a privacy change, or like AI, or like I think like NFT. I think like I saw a lot of project like in freelancing area, and also like in, for example, like privacy. In infrastructure. Like from your perspective, like what kind of like idea that is fall into most?
For me, and maybe this is not something positive, it may be something to encourage builders, is for the projects I saw, there were many of them, not all, like a good proportion, they were basically trying to attack projects like this. I don't know, you mentioned this freelance platform like Upwork or Rabbit Task, or all of these Web3 solutions, and they're trying to build in a Web3 environment, which is great. But for me, it's also a question when you are translating and using this word from Web2 to Web3, you need to think about what you are bringing to the table moving to Web3. Okay, my evaluation or reward system, if we're talking about, as an example, this freelancing work platform, is like, okay, this is existing in the virtual world, in the Web3 world, whatever I'm bringing to the table. I want to users to verify the rewards of the comments or the proof of work of others, so we know that anyone is cheating. I want people to find me on chain, for example, these kind of things. We need to think about the Web3 capabilities in top of the infrastructure ones, like resilience, not single point of failure, decentralization of the protocol, but also what your Web3 application is bringing, not to be a copycat of Patreon or Twitter or et cetera, et cetera. I think to excel in Web3 development, we need to start from what the infrastructure is giving us, all these features that's why everyone loves Web3, and also building in top of that capabilities, what are the different keys features of your Web3 application. And what I like projects that we're working with the real world, like location specific with some CK proofs that could be very interesting in terms of privacy. That I see that this is starting coming in a trend. Also, like in the Web3 world, all has always been there, but now it's in fashion, which I think is kind of cool. And probably many other topics, but I want to focus in these two aspects of privacy, real life oriented privacy, and also make the most of your Web3 applications, and also so for tip for next builders.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I would like to mention something. I had a hidden metric that I'd like to share with all of you that I also used. So one metric for me is if like there were some projects that were pretty sophisticated, pretty like they're building a parachain from scratch, and there were projects like that. But then there were some projects that were from newcomers, people who were new to Polkadot, and this was their first interaction with Polkadot, and they were discovering Polkadot. How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I mint a token? How do I create an NFT? What tools do I use? And I love those types of projects. And if I see that person is striving, that person is trying to learn, making real effort, and trying to learn how to build on Polkadot, that to me is like a hidden metric that's like, I really find really valuable, because for me, this hackathon is an opportunity for that newcomer to fall in love with Polkadot, right? Because that's how I got into Polkadot. I got into Polkadot because I was sold on the vision. And from there, I never imagined that I would be a DevRel at Paper Moon, right? So we never know the path that it becomes. So I think that's like a really valuable metric that we shouldn't disregard, because yeah, there are some senior Rust engineers that will come along and they'll just like within a week, they'll write something really cool and sophisticated, but we shouldn't disregard like, the newcomers, the beginners.
Yeah, I totally agree. Also from my perspective, like when we host like a lot of hackathons for OpenGuild before, and also like I judge like in several hackathons, my one top criteria would be like take a look at like GitHub's contribution and also like the history, and see like if like there's like make real commitment to the project, because like from my opinion, like hackathon project is not like a real startup, and they can easily like generate something, go to the hackathon, generate something, and then they like get the prize and then leave the ecosystem. Like the main thing would be like whether they can contribute in the long term, and like the GitHub history would be like the right way to estimate that. Yeah. So one questions for Bekka. So like what was like the biggest challenge you faced during the judging process, or like what common area did you see many builders struggle with? Like for example, like documentation, UI, UX, or like for example, like Bruno also mentioned that like deployment doesn't. Some people cannot like deploy, but even though they deliver a lot of feature, right? Or I think like Bekka left the call. So maybe I gonna pass that question to like Utkarsh. Yeah.
Right. So I saw a lot of people struggling with deployments. It seems like deployments, like people are good at coding like the core logic, but they were struggling with deploying it to the chain. I also saw a lot of ink contracts, which I think is because of the AI, because Polkadot has only recently started supporting Solidity and only on like a few mock test nets. So those things are not yet AI indexed. So I saw people like struggling with ink or Rust as well. In terms of judging, I think again, like you're mentioning a really good point there. The Git commit history is really revealing. You get to know like this, like in every hackathon, you have a few people who are trying to recycle projects, and you can find that very easily through the Git commit history. Because I could literally see commits like rename something to Polkadot here, if you know what I mean, you know.
Yeah, and some people also like fork a whole like past project, like only add something like new readme, update readme, and like for like 100 commit to and submit like, the project. So yeah, it's really important to see like the Git commit history. You mentioned about like the deployment. So from your perspective, and also like from the parity work, like are there any effort into like how that you can simplify the process of like DevOps that like can help like future hackathon builders or like even like future founders, they can deploy the new change easily?
Yeah, for sure. So there's the Polkadot deployment portal. It's somewhat functional, somewhat still under development. So that would enable one-click deployments for parachains. So that is like a game changer in for parachain deployment. So you can just choose a template, customize it, and then deploy a parachain. It's literally one click. That is for parachains. For smart contracts with the Solidity stack, I think it's going to be, you'll have all the familiar tools of the Solidity ecosystem, and then you can just use those for deployment. So that is going to simplify it a lot. Also, we're working on a new version of our developer documentation, which should be live by the end of the year. So that would also like, so that new documentation is going to be product focused and user journey focused. So you as a developer, like whatever you'll need after each step. So it'll begin from like choosing a template and go till the end for deployment. So you can just follow it along blindly and you'll still be able to deploy quite easily using the new documentation as well. So there's efforts in like many directions for all the different offerings from Polkadot, parachains as well as smart contracts.
Yeah, and I think like this hackathon we did very well because like we have a hackathon survival guide where was it? Yeah, well I think like it's very useful for like the hackathon builders to, for example, like if they want to build a parachain, they can click on it and then they find like needed materials. For example, like parachain deployment, and then you find like the guide, a whole guide to, for example, like how to local testing, runtime compilations, and then like you can launch and acquire core time. So I think very helpful, and this kind of material is always so great for like new builders in Polkadot. Yeah. Okay. Let's move a bit to like deep dive into like some hackathon projects, some hackathon teams. So like now we start with like user-centric apps first, which is one of the check. And I think like here's like all the projects submitted here. So from like the judging process, do you have any impressions about the users, any like kind of like impressions for the user-centric apps? Maybe this question for later.
Yeah, for user-centric, I need to check my list. I can say for the parachain, for my side, Polka Blue, I think is the name of the project. It's parachain where you can do proof of location. They work on Polka Blue.
Polka Blue. What is it? Like Polka Blue? What? Polka Blue?
Blue.
Polka Blue.
Color.
Blue.
Proof of location then. I think its short name is Polka Blue. Proof of location, try.
Yeah, I think like there's one project called like Polka Proof.
I think it's Polkadot Blue.
Polkadot Blue.
No, as in polka and a
Similar.
literal dot and then blue.
Oh, this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
So what's your impressions about the project?
It's first, it's maybe best presentation of the project. Like a lot of projects don't have the demo video. Like he doing the demo video in two parts. One part is full explanation what he do, and second part is in real life he show how it's work. Like you can maybe put second part of the video. He show in the real life how it's working his prototype. Go more. Maybe 40 minutes. Yeah, this is the demo video from the application, and this is the physical demo to do. And I think that is how needs look like one demo. It's good example for the video. This project is like proof of location. He make whole parachain where you can prove your location. If somebody change his position, everybody will know he's changed the position of his. And yeah, it's working for Bluetooth.
Oh, yeah. That's a look really great. I didn't have a chance to judge this project in my list, but yeah, like and I know about it. It's a look really great. Like I think even like the document is also quite sophisticated. Like he spent a lot of time on like writing the documentations and writing the diagram to demonstrate his idea. And I think like I love like the physical demo.
Yeah. This maybe.
And are there any like other projects that also like give you the impressions?
Sorry.
Are there any other project that also like give you an impressions?
I think Polka Identity Skull. It's a good project. A second to check my table. I have one, but I don't know name in my head. Maybe somebody can.
Yeah. Bruno, do you have any like kind of project that you like?
Yeah, there was one called Agora.
Godot?
Agora.
Aurora. Okay.
Yeah, that's one also I have.
Agora. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So why do you like about it? Yeah.
Because they use like native like Polkadot technology, like they use XCM, and they're really trying to tap into the Polkadot tech, using Polkadot tech, something that's unique. Like that's one thing that I was looking for in my submissions. Are they using Polkadot in a unique way? Are we is this project highlighting Polkadot, or is this a project that could be deployed in other ecosystems easily, right? So this is an example where it's Polkadot specific.
Interesting. Yeah, I see like they write the node, the runtime, and also like palette here. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, yeah, Bekka, you here? I did ask you a question, but I think you left a call at that time. So we basically like go to each judge like most impressive project. So like from your perspective, do you have any like project in your mind that you impress, Bekka? We are in like the user-centric applications track. Yeah.
Okay, user-centric.
Yeah.
User-centric. So I think there's one I saw, which is the nanny one. It looks interesting. Let me just check it out. It wasn't in my own list. From my own list, something that was on a user-centric position was shadow chain. What it actually does was it's a reputation layer for like the internet. Like, so basically you can accumulate all your content, everything from different platforms that you use, and then it will unlock different kinds of things. So for instance, your GitHub commits, this would unlock, code, your contribution in the real world in Web3 space. I think Fluence also use that to do an airdrop.
I see. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Now we move to the next track, like pure blockchain. So for sorry.
Oh, yeah, I think my network just glitched a bit. Sorry, guys, I'm having a bit of a network issue today. But yeah,
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, thank you. So for Daniel, do you have any specific like blockchain project that in your mind?
Yes, I have one. When I saw it, and I'm excited because when I saw it, I really, really like it. And it's like, wow,
Oh,
these
which
people
one is
are.
it?
It's Ants, ANTS.
ANTS. ANTS. Which one?
Yeah, that. To be honest, I don't know if really fits into building a blockchain, but it's like. But basically, what they are doing is they are very concerned about AI generated deepfakes and AI generated content. So basically, what they are proposing is they do an applications where you can take a video with the computer and they will use the metadata of the MP4 that is resultant of the camera, the outputs of the camera, and they will publish on chain with the video. So you can, when the users they are, and you can verify with the small application they have. So the user basically, when he's sawing or is watching a video that has been signed with their application, they can verify that is the original one and it's not someone has used the video and modify it. I mean, cutting some parts. If I were, for example, saying things I didn't say or adding extra AI generated voice to say things that I have not said, and I think address one important concern of society at this moment, or the tech society, I would say, is the authenticity of what we are seeing on our devices or that we spend a lot of time with. And I think for me, this is a good example of a project, a blockchain project that is returning something to society that is relevant at this moment. So for me, when I read it, it's like, yes, these people are taking the zeitgeist, the sign of the times, and they're trying to give a solution using Polkadot technology. So maybe, yeah, for me, this is my favorite of all the submission I have to judge.
I see. Yeah, thank you. And we're gonna look into like another project in like the pure blockchain track as well. So maybe Utkarsh, like, do you have any preference?
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have many good build a blockchain projects.
Yeah, that's fine. Any project is good as well.
Right. In that case, there was this project about, I think the name is Portable ID. So they're basically a decentralized identity solution proposing to use like zero knowledge proofs for privacy preserving credential verification. Sadly, the implementation was like very initial phase, but the idea here is like very nice and like has a real world use case. Basically, you can verify your credentials without revealing
Oh,
your identity.
sorry to interrupt, but what's the project name again?
Name is Travel ID. I have the same project, I think.
I think it's Portable ID, PORTA,
Portable ID.
without the space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one.
We have some similar project.
And what does do? I don't think that they have a demo here yet, right?
Yeah, they didn't have a demo video. So like I was saying, like they were really focusing on the implementation, but the idea here is very good. It's basically a decentralized identity solution. So they're using zero knowledge proofs for privacy preserving credential verification. So you can basically prove that you have some credentials without revealing your like credentials or your identity there. The implementation was very initial phase, but since it requires like ZK proofs and stuff, so I expect it to be like with time to be a really good project, especially because it serves a real world need for like privacy preserving credentials. Yeah, it's also in line with like somewhat in line with proof of personhood that Parity is working on. So it aligns well with what we're working on and also what's needed in the Web2 project. But yeah, alas, there wasn't a demo or a working solution yet, but a good initial idea and initial phase implementation.
I see. Yeah, really interesting. Yeah, I think they have like a very sophisticated README here. Talking about the product.
Yeah,
The
and
last
I would expect this one to take a long time to build, so that's why I'll give them a pass here.
sorry. The last track would be Polkadot Tinkerer. I think like you also mentioned like Nani here. So let's take a look into that project. Nani.
Yeah. On Polkadot Tinkerers, there was one I really liked. I think I already mentioned it, but it's a chain. So the thing is, it was like across two tracks. It was Nani is good. Nani didn't fall under my own list, but I saw it, I checked it out, and it looked really interesting. Where they were covering, what was it again? Let me just quickly check it again.
So this one was the blockchain notification system, basically. So any activity you do on the blockchain, you get an email for it. I also especially like this project for the same reason. Like it's one of the things that would bridge the Web2 experience and the Web3 experience. So like you do a transaction on blockchain and then you get a notification in your email. Like this is such a small thing, but it is a critical gap that we're missing. Like you can imagine we can extend this to like notifications on your phones and notifications like wherever you'd want it. So this was a like really good project that I liked a lot as well.
Yeah, and actually, this is something that we are actually studying with DevRel, because where we have winners when they start, when they pick up or claim their rewards, we want to actually notify them using the blockchain. Immediately they claim the reward and send to the email. This is something that we are actually looking at. And yeah, it's very interesting because we notice that there isn't so many packages for notifications. We have to actually do the ground up to actually support that. But another one that is really interesting, which I mentioned earlier, which is actually under the Tinkerer's track, is the shadow chain. And shadow chain, basically, they were just tinkering different. They submitted under the Tinkerer's track, and then they were just tinkering under different like tools, and then they ended up building some kind of thing that could actually aggregate reputation, you know, aggregate reputation, which is something that is also was interesting to me because it was under my submission. But Nani hits it right there too.
Interesting. Yeah, I think like this idea is like it shouldn't be in Polkadot Tinkerer. It should be in user centric. I don't know, but yeah, I think like the scale of it is
for sure.
It's actually under user centric. It should be under user centric. You know.
Yeah, I think like every like blockchain system should have like one team building a notification system like this. For example, like in Solana, in Ethereum, I think like there's a notify, and like Alchemy API to do that as well. So I think like if Polkadot also have a team to do that seriously, then I think it's also like beneficial to like the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, there were so many projects in like the Tinkerer's track, which would have even qualified for like a user-centric app. For example, there's the Mobius AI project, which I like a lot. IUS, yeah, Mobius AI. Yeah, this one. So basically, like instead of using AI to build their project, this is a dApp with which you can build projects with NLP, like natural language, basically. So this is like basically you just put in your requirements and it fetches like real docs. Because even in our docs we have the LLMs.txt, and then it uses that to build whatever dApp you're asking it to. Of course, it has all the templates and such, and they have a very decent UI integration and MCP integration as well with the Polkadot UI component library. So like they thought it through, and it is quite a good implementation. And like this is another one which was in the Tinkerer's track, which I think could have even qualified for a user-centric app.
Yeah. This one can be stand like the AI ecosystem of Polkadot. I think we lack a lot of like good AI toolings and AI. I think like good AI apps. For example, like Agent Kit or more apps related to the AI. And I think that this thing is quite great. There's another one suggested by Todor here. So Mirage. So what do you like about it, Todor? Yeah.
This project I like because it's creativity. Like concept is kind of simple. It's maybe we can say that is some proof of reputation. Like if you're staking some token, you got NFT, and depend on your staking, you upgrade your level, and after that your NFT is upgrading. Like you got more pixel on your NFT, and after that, if you are huge staker, you have like clear picture of your NFT, and they have like animal for every NFT. It's picture of animal.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah. It's fun.
That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, that's great. Right. I think like we saw like a lot of interesting project. I think like the announcement for like the winners are gonna be released soon. So and as we come close to the end of the community call, so I'm gonna ask like some last question for our guest speaker, and then we're gonna like have a wrap up. But yeah, I think it's a really interesting section where we go to like project and see like what people done. Yeah. Okay. So one questions would be like based on what you review, are there any tools, documentation, or like core functionality that the Polkadot ecosystem seem to be missing? And which, if available, like, would you have dramatically like improve the quality of the submissions? So this question would be for Daniel. Like, yeah. So let me repeat it again. So like based on your review, are there any like tools, documentations, or like any technology that you think like Polkadot should focus on to improve the experience of the builders?
Well,
in the
well, we have detected or commented like even like I think when the hackers submitted their project, they have a section for what even from their perspective, what was like there were things that were missing, and I think one of the things that there was, at least in my batch, XCM documentation could be a bit clearer or with more examples to be more accessible to hackers. And having in mind that XCM is one of the key or star feature of Polkadot, I think this is something that we should want to improve. Yeah, in general, I think like people said that the documentation was quite cool, but there was mentioning the specific gaps that, of course, I mean, Polkadot is very, especially if we are dealing with Polkadot Cloud, there's a lot of documentation, and sometimes from the inside it's very difficult to know what you are missing, and you need these external reviewers to say, hey, maybe you forgot about this, or I cannot understand this. And I think this is also the Polkadot Cloud Hackathon was a good feedback loop for the DevX team and Parity and also Papermoon to improve or to identify the gaps in that sense. But XCM, I think, is one of the recurrent ones.
So maybe like for all the guest speaker, for all the speaker here, as you guys, so like in the DevRel landscape, like what's like the one thing that you learned from like this hackathon? Like what the one thing that you learned from running this hackathon? So like maybe like for Daniel first. Yeah.
What I learned.
One thing that you learned. Yeah.
I learned. Oh, it's a very, very the most difficult question of the night. Actually, I learned to. I do judging in a very different way, and I think this is what like a challenge for myself, because everyone was isolated with different judges. Well, we do it blind, and that puts you in a more challenging position because you cannot ask your peers. And you need to go through the code, and you need to learn a lot, actually, in evaluating by yourselves. Because other times, okay, one does the technique or the GitHub, other evaluates the product, another evaluates, for example, the visuals. But here, every one of the judges was a one-man woman army in that sense, and so we needed to have a global vision of judging of every product. And for me, that's what a good. I learned, I improved myself through this process in that sense.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you. And how about you, Bruno? What is one thing that you learned that you can apply to your different work at People Moon?
Make things more accessible. Just make the
What
knowledge
was more accessible?
So like for your previous question, like feedback, right?
Yeah.
One feedback that I have is I actually participated in Thailand. There was like a hackathon event for Polkadot, and it was an opportunity to meet some people who were participating in the hackathon in person. And some of the questions that were reoccurring that came up were like, for example, what can I build? So a lot of these folks, they were new to Polkadot, and they were entering Polkadot for the first time, and they were asking me, what can I build? What is valuable for Polkadot, right? And so like, if we can answer that question, and if we can put that up front and say, this is what's valuable for Polkadot. One thing that I expected that I didn't see, I would have liked to see, like, for example, projects use the XCM precompile, right? That's already in the docs, and that's available. That would have been pretty cool in the Polkadot Tinkers track to see some Solidity projects with tapping into XCM. So the other question that I got that was recurring was like, how do I mint NFTs on Polkadot, right? And it should be pretty straightforward by now. Like Polkadot, we've been around for a while, right? It should be pretty straightforward on how to mint NFTs, right? But it's still not quite there because there's different ways that you can mint NFTs in Polkadot. So I think we can do a better job of presenting that information. Like, this is how you mint NFTs, or these are the 3 different most popular ways to mint NFTs on Polkadot. And then the last one is there were questions around how do I use custom logic around NFTs? Like, I have an NFT idea that I want to implement, but it needs some smart contract logic. How do I do that? And that's a question that I've seen come up many times in Polkadot over the past few years. We're getting pretty close, right, with the Solidity solutions that we offer, but I think we could do a better job on that end.
Okay, to answer your question, for NFTs, we literally mint NFTs for every event. So I do not understand the problem how people are getting that. We have Chaos platform, which is actually the NFT marketplace. You can check it out. They were also the ones. I think some of the team members are also part of the Memo app. So we have a lot of NFT platforms already that we always use for events. I think even maybe team in Polkadot APAC, I think they also use some of these platforms to mint NFTs. But in terms of what's it called now? In terms of it's a Memo, so you can mint NFTs, so they can study how it works. It's Decoder.team. This is it's a different places where they can always study and check it out. And I think that the GitHub repo is also open for everyone to also read. Like, the code is open source. So this is
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for the referencing. I think like maybe like the problem would be like in like how we distribute it, like how we tell like the people that there are existing tool out there that they can use more than like the solutions. Because I think like we also like need to put more effort into like distribute the contents as a DevRel as well. Yeah. But yeah, like I think like both points make sense. And yeah, thank you guys for your opinions. Yeah, and I think that's also the wrap up of today community call as well. And really thank you for like all the speaker here joining us on like today community call and give like a lot of insight, give a lot of like interesting feedback on like the hackathons and the overall Polkadot ecosystem. So yeah, thank you, and hope that we're gonna see you guys in like the community call as well in the futures. And yeah, thank you. And see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep building. Bye.